The message arrived at exactly midnight. It bypassed every security system, ignored every firewall, and materialized simultaneously on every screen on Earth, televisions, smartphones, billboards, even the computers running life support on the ISS. Humans of Sol 3. You are summoned to stand trial before the Galactic Tribunal. Your crimes against sentient life are numerous. Failure to comply will result in planetary liquidation. For a full minute, the world stood still. Then the screaming began. It didn't take long for governments to scramble, scientists to analyze, and conspiracy theorists to declare, "I told you so." But there was no time for theories. The alien message included coordinates for extradition, along with a warning. Select one representative. You have 24 hours. After a flurry of rushed political debates, intelligence briefings, and global panic, the world made its choice. They sent David Carlson. Not a general. Not a scientist. Not a diplomat. David was a defense attorney. "Are you kidding me?" he had shouted when they dragged him into a secure briefing room beneath the Pentagon. "You need a world leader, an ambassador." They asked for a representative, not a ruler, the president had said, rubbing his temples. And the tribunal's message specifically referenced crimes. "We need a lawyer." David sat in stunned silence. A regular guy from New York City, suddenly responsible for saving all of humanity. A minute later, the air around him shimmered. A golden beam of light engulfed his body, and he was gone. David reappeared in a courtroom unlike anything he'd ever seen. The chamber was massive, large enough to fit a city inside. It floated in deep space, stars twinkling through transparent walls. Monolithic stone pillars lined the edges, crackling with energy. Rows of alien spectators watched from tiered platforms, their appearances ranging from humanoid to completely incomprehensible. At the center, a circular platform hovered above an abyss of swirling light. David stood there, alone. A deep voice rumbled through the chamber. Defendant identified, Homo sapiens of Sol 3. Representation acknowledged, David Carlson, Earth designationed lawyer. The trial shall commence. 3 figures materialized on a high, glowing bench, the judges. One was an insectoid mass of chitin and mandibles. Another was a glowing, translucent being pulsing with energy. The third was an impossibly tall humanoid draped in black robes, its face obscured. The tallest one spoke. Humanity stands accused of cosmic negligence, environmental devastation, and aggression against potential sentient species. How do you plead? David swallowed. His mouth was dry. This was it. Not guilty. The first witness floated forward, a gelatinous, tentacled creature encased in a hovering sphere of liquid. The human species has ravaged its own world, it burbled, images flashing around the chamber. They poison their air. They extinguish entire species. They war with themselves over arbitrary divisions. How can such a reckless race be allowed to persist? The audience murmured. David's heartbeat pounded. Then a second witness took the stand, a cybernetic being with a crystalline core. We intercepted Earth's transmissions, it intoned. War, genocide, slavery, the destruction of cultures. You unleash weapons of mass death, even upon your own kind. The human species is a threat to all. Another alien took the stand. Then another. Each listing a new charge: unchecked artificial intelligence, exploitation of resources, destruction of Earth's own biosphere. David had never felt so small. When it was finally his turn to speak, he took a deep breath. "You're right," he admitted. Gasps rippled through the chamber. The judges stared. "Elaborate." David exhaled. "We're guilty of a lot of things. War, pollution, self-destruction. But we're also something else." He turned to the audience. "We're dreamers. We create art, music, literature. We sacrifice for each other. We explore the unknown, not to conquer, but to understand. Yes, we've made mistakes, but we've also learned. We fight, but we also love. And most importantly, we change. We grow. No other species in history has transformed so much in so little time." He stepped forward. "If you judge us by our worst moments, we don't stand a chance. But if you judge us by our potential," his voice softened, "then you'll see why we're worth saving." Silence. Then, the judges conferred. Just as the tribunal seemed to be deliberating, A new voice echoed through the chamber, one that sent an icy chill through David's bones. "I challenge the defense." The crowd parted as a towering, armor-plated alien strode forward. It resembled something between a reptile and a war machine, its biometallic form glinting under the ethereal glow of the chamber. The judges regarded it carefully. "Identify yourself." "I am High Commander Zytril of the Dominion Empire," the warrior declared. "We do not believe in the Tribunal's mercy. Humanity is a plague that must be eradicated." The murmurs in the chamber grew louder. David's pulse pounded. This was bad. Zytril's people were a militant empire that had wiped out entire civilizations. They had been watching Earth, waiting for a ruling. Now, if the Tribunal wavered, they might take it as an excuse to finish the job themselves. David stepped forward, locking eyes with the alien warlord. "You fear us," he said. Zytril's eyes narrowed. "I do not fear." "Yes, you do," David interrupted. "Because deep down, you know that despite our flaws, despite everything we've done, we have one thing no other species has." He let the words settle before delivering the final blow. "We never stop fighting. Not when the odds are against us. Not even when the universe tells us to lay down and die. And if you attack us, we will fight you too." The chamber fell silent. Even the judges seemed to be waiting. Then, the tallest judge turned to Zytril. "The Tribunal has spoken. Humanity is granted conditional probation." Zytril bared his fangs but said nothing. He knew it was over. For now. David, exhausted, exhaled in relief. He had won. Finally, the tallest judge stood. "Humanity is deeply flawed." David's stomach clenched. "And yet capable of redemption. The Tribunal rules, conditional probation." The chamber erupted in whispers. "Earth shall be monitored. If humanity proves it can evolve beyond its destructive nature, it will be welcomed into the Galactic Union." David's breath caught. They had a chance. The black-robed judge leaned forward. "Do not waste it." And with that, David Carlson was sent home, just a defense lawyer from New York, who had saved the entire human race. But as he was teleported back, one thought lingered. Zytril wasn't done with humanity. The real fight had only just begun.